So Hero just dropped the Xpulse 210 and it's got everyone talking. Liquid cooling, more power, a 6th gear, basically a tech-loaded refresh that looks and feels like a full-grown ADV. Meanwhile, I just picked up the older Xpulse 200 4V Pro. Oh, that's a mouthful. But hear me out. I didn't buy it for the specs. I bought it because it fits my purpose. See, this video isn't about hating on the all-new Xpulse 210. It's about figuring out which Xpulse makes sense for you. Especially if you're like me and you're starting out with your off-road journey. There's something magical about delivery day. The sound of that first ignition, the feel of the handlebar in your hands. It hits different when you know this machine is more than just a bike. It's your partner in the dirt, your teacher on the trails. Walking into the showroom heart pounding, I wasn't just picking up a motorcycle. I was stepping into a whole new chapter. This wasn't about power or spec sheets. It was about purpose, about passion, about building the right skills. I knew I wasn't ready for the perfect ride, but I was ready for the imperfect journey. And this little 200, it's my ticket to becoming the rider I have always wanted to be. Alright, let's get this out of the way. This bike isn't for long distance touring or highway cruising. I picked the 200 4V Pro for one purpose, to learn off-road riding. That's it. I wanted something logical, mechanically simple and frugal. I'm still learning, and when you're learning, things will go wrong. A lot. You'll stall, drop the bike, and probably end up in the dirt more times than you'd care to admit. I needed something that's not going to break the bank when that happens. The 200 is all about making those mistakes a little less painful. Now you might be thinking, why not just go for the 210? It's newer, more refined, and honestly looks pretty badass. I won't lie, the 210 is tempting. But here's the thing, I wasn't looking for an upgrade. I was looking for a tool, a bike to learn on. I don't have a need for more power or extra tech for where I am right now. I needed something that's simple, durable, and easy to repair when I mess up. Alright, let's get nerdy for a bit. Here's a head-to-head comparison between the two bikes. On paper, the 210 wins in engine performance and highway usability. But the 200 4V Pro has the edge where it really matters for off-road learning. Suspension travel, simplicity, and sheer ruggedness. And that's the reason I went with the 200 4V Pro. I needed something simple, sturdy, and frugal. You know, for when I inevitably drop the bike. And trust me, it's not if you drop it, it's when. It's just part of the learning process. When you're starting out, you want a bike that's easy to fix, cheap to maintain, and doesn't make you cry when you snap a clutch lever or bash a foot peg. The 200 4V Pro is built to handle those faults. And if something does break, it's usually a quick and cheap fix. I didn't want to deal with fancy electronics or a bunch of tech that's expensive to repair. I just wanted a bike that gets me through the dirt without going bankrupt. That being said, I'm pretty sure that repairing the Xpulse 210 shouldn't cost a kidney either. After all, it's a Hero. Let's talk real-world advantages. Adjustable suspension. The 200 Pro's long travel suspension makes a big difference. You can dial it into your weight and terrain. Ground clearance. At 270 mm, the 200 Pro glides over rocks that would smash the bash plate on most other bikes. Low end torque. It's not fast, but it's grunty, perfect for crawling through rocky patches without stalling. Air oil cooled, fewer things to fail. No radiators to leak or fans to die mid-ride. Crash friendly. No fairing panels or delicate parts. When you fall, and you will fall, you pick it up and keep riding. Now don't get me wrong, the Xpulse 210 is a solid motorcycle. For people doing a mix of highway and trails, it's a sweet package. The perfect dual sport an Indian manufacturer has ever made. Better top end, 6th gear, and more refined performance. But that's not my journey right now. I'll probably graduate to something like the 210 later, or maybe not. But today, I need a bike that forgives my mistakes. Another bonus with the 200, the community. This bike's been around for a while and there's a huge network of owners, mods and parts. You can customize it with rally seats, extended foot pegs and levers, exhaust, motocross fenders and whatnot. Since the 200 has been around for a couple of years now, the aftermarket scene is fantastic and everything's pretty affordable too. Because who wants to pay a premium for parts when you're still figuring things out? So yeah, I have started learning off-road riding on the Xpulse 200 and I'll be sharing bits of that journey here. Mistakes, lessons and everything in between. Not sure what shape the content will take yet, but if you're into real-world learning and a few face plants along the way, you might want to stick around. To wrap it up, the Xpulse 210 is a fantastic bike. If you're looking for something with more tech, more comfort and more versatility, it's a great option. But if you're like me and you're focused on learning off-road, want something lighter, forgiving and low maintenance, the Xpulse 200 4V Pro still rules that space. It may not win the spec sheet war, but it will win on the dirt over and over again. So there you go. The real reason I went with the Hero Xpulse 200 4V Pro. It's not just about the specs, it's about getting the right bike for the job. And if you are interested in seeing how this off-road adventure unfolds, subscribe to WanderNeel. Believe me, it's going to be a fun ride. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button as well. And don't forget to tap on that bell icon so you never miss an upload. Until next time, keep the throttle open and always wear your helmet and riding gears while you're riding out there with your beast. This is Neil, signing off.